afternoon. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Tupelo City Council for May 21, 2024. At this time, we'll have the invocation by Chad Mims, and I will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Bow our heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to come to you this evening to thank you first and foremost for sending your Son to die for our sins, Lord. I just pray that your presence is felt and that we think of the decisions that we're making tonight, that they'll be to move the city forward, to glorify you, Lord. Watch over us and protect us, and we ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Face the flag. Attention. Salute. Pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we start, I'll just give a shout out to Buddy Palmer and ask that you keep him in your prayers. He's having some illness problems and is in the hospital tonight, so pray for him. At this time, I will call on Councilwoman Eddie Davis to confirm or amend the agenda and the agenda order.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we would confirm and amend the agenda and agenda order with one deletion, item 16, in the matter of unmarked police surveillance vehicles.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Proclamations, recognitions, and reports agenda. Proclamations, we do not have any. We do not have any Boy and Girl Scouts to recognize. We have no employee recognition tonight, so we will go to public recognition. And Chad, I'll start with you.
I have nothing.
I don't have anything.
Actually, come back to me. I do have something. Sorry. I did want to congratulate the 2024 graduating class of Tupelo High School. Of course, I'm a little biased. My oldest daughter graduated and will be going to Mississippi State this fall. So just want to congratulate the class and wish them well. Sorry.
I don't have anything.
Ben?
Nothing.
Ms. Nettie?
I would just like to congratulate the group that did the Gumtree Run. It was very successful and looked like they had many participants in it. And also there was a lot of activity going on about Mother's Day, and so this is happy belated Mother's Day to all the ladies of the community.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. I give a shout out to CDF. We went to ribbon cutting this morning, expansion of business in Lee County, which is always good for Tupelo as well as ourselves. Give a shout out to Johnny Timmons, Tupelo Water and Light. We've been doing a lot of work in our area this week with, and last week too, with water lines, and we got them all fixed about a week ago and got them all covered up today. So great job. Thank you for your work, as well as all of our departments. I think they all deserve a shout out for the work that you're doing and the plans for the summer. Just appreciate the work that you do. Mayor's remarks.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. Just to echo what Chad said, on congratulations on the 2024 class, and pray for all the ones that are on senior trip right now. So just want to give a little update on some of our projects. First start with the ARPA projects. We have 4 of those projects that are closed out. 3 in progress. Mitchell Road is coming to a completion. Gun Club Road is under construction. Medical Park, I think, just has some punch list. We're going to have 3 that will bid out this month. 2, I think, will be actually Thursday. That would be the Lumpkin Rip Rap, Kings Creek, and Ridgeway, and then Robbinsville will be May 30th. And then we will have 4 that will be bid out in June. So it's going to be a busy summer for everyone. Battle Park update, all the parking lot curbs have been poured. They're starting work on the brick entrance, then they will finish out the entrance curbing, and then the first layer of asphalt. And legal is close to finishing the RFP for the playground, so hopefully we'll be able to, get a playground bid out sometime this fall. Enville Road, curbing and drainage is complete. There's a couple of dig outs now. School is out, they'll be able to do those. They will go ahead and finish Enville Road, and then they will move over to improving the Walsh Road intersection. Thanks to Public Works last week for cutting the trees back on the east side of Enville Road. West Main Bridge, they're pouring the decking now, so it's starting to look like something, and looks like late July or August for a completion date. So we'll all be excited to see that come to a completion. And then the new farmers market, the depot downtown, will be bid opening on June the 5th. So again, as you said, Mr. President, thanks to all the engineers and contractors and city employees that make all this happen. And you mentioned Johnny, all the covered up. Now he's shutting something down tomorrow to replace another one. So it seems like it's always ongoing. So that's all I got. Thank you.
Endless. Thank you, Mayor. This time, we'll close the regular meeting and open the public agenda. Public hearings. Number one, in the matter of public hearing for rezoning application RZ 24-01. Is anyone here to address that issue? Okay. Number two, in the matter of public hearing for lot mowing, is anyone here to talk about lot mowing? Okay. Three, in the matter of public hearing for demolition of property cleanup, we have three properties: 1400 Beach Springs Road, 107 Tanglewood, and 301 Government Street. Is anyone here to address any of those issues? Sir, if you would come forward to the mic over here. If you would state your name, give your address, and we'll give you 5 minutes.
My name is DeMarco Langston. I stay at 301 Government. Last year in November, a tree fell on my garage. I was trying to work with their insurance company to get it fixed. I didn't hear anything from them until maybe the end of December, and they said they were not gonna do anything. Got in touch with my insurance company, and it has literally taken from January till about 2 weeks ago for them to tell me to go ahead and get a contract. So as of Sunday, I signed a contract to get this fixed.
Okay, DeMarco, if you talk with Tanner and his group, you know Mr. Newman,
No.
right here.
No.
If you'll talk with him, we will go ahead and vote on these issues tonight, but we will work with you, and if you've got something going, to try to help you.
Okay.
Appeals. The matter of appeals hearing for planning committee decision of flexible use application Flex 24-01. Is anyone here to address that issue? If you would, y'all can take turns, but whoever wants to be first, if you'll come forward and state your name and your address, and you'll have 5 minutes. I will say before we listen to your appeal that the council will not be asking questions tonight, but we will have a work session later. We will notify you guys of that work session, and the council will be allowed to ask questions at that time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President. Thank you for your time and hearing us. Thank you, Mayor, also, and Honorable Ben Logan. We really appreciate your time for hearing us with regard to this matter.
Can you give your name and address, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Sammy Green. I have two properties on Belden Pike Road. One is 3820 and the other one is 3570. I stand opposed to the tower, the Verizon tower being placed at the end of Belden Pike Road on several issues with regard to that. The first issue is that Belden Pike Road is an older neighborhood. It was annexed into the city of Tupelo some years ago. All of the residents there are older homes. They're older residents that live in those homes, with the exception of something that just began this year. We had an actually new home built on Belden Pike Road this year. We were really excited about that. It's not quite finished yet. They're in the phases of finishing it. Again, this is a residential neighborhood, even though it is zoned as MUE or flex. All of the residents inside this neighborhood are dwellings, homes where people live, with the exception of the very end of the road, because this is a dead-end road. The Lee County supervisors have their storage warehouse there, and Belden Baptist Church backs up to Belden Pike Road. It covers a pretty good piece of swath down through there, as it may be. The particular issues that I have with regard to Verizon's application to the city of Tupelo is that flex use means that it could qualify for the use, but doesn't mean that it should be used for these particular things. So simply because it qualifies and crosses all the T's and dots all the I's that it can be put here, it's up to you to decide whether or not it needs to go there, as it relates to the harmony of the neighborhood that is there itself. And it so states in the copy of the application that I received just the other day, under 12.12.2, the criteria for approval of compatibility and flexible use permit, under section 12.12.2A, it says, is it in harmony with the area? Like I said, this is all residential. This is not commercial. This is homes. This is neighborhood. This is children running around in the yards and playing along those lines. With regard to that, the proposal that Verizon is going to put this tower out there, it's a 170-foot tower. They're going to put a 6-foot chain link fence around the property there with 3 strands of barbed wire at the top of it in a residential neighborhood. It's not very appealing, number one. Number two, the downgrade of your property value as it pertains to wanting to sell it or move next to this property, that lets you know it's not necessarily a residential neighborhood. The next thing is in section 12.12.2, did it conform with all the special requirements applicable to the use that it was intended to? And sometimes I get long-winded and I don't want to go longer than 5 minutes.
I'll notify you.
Okay, but could you give me just a little heads up also?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you, sir. Does it conform with all the special requirements applicable to the use? And I question that as to their placing of this tower. As I sit here and listen to their proposal in front of the planning committee, I got 1 minute?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. As they gave their proposal to the planning committee, they have a tower approximately 1.5 miles to the east and another tower approximately 1.5 miles to the west. Do we have to put towers every 2 miles as we go down the interstate to just get a service? So then we make it to, will it adversely affect the health and safety of the public? With regards to the specific land location where they want to put this 170-foot tower, it is within 80 foot, according to their drawings, of a major transmission power line that runs along the edge of that property. As the attorney was speaking in the planning committee, that this particular tower is designed to collapse on itself, not to go anywhere else. Collapse on the property that it was put on, and then he softly said, as long as there's not any outside forces. I've never seen a tower collapse without outside forces. If there's outside forces, it's going to go the direction of the outside forces, and you have a 170-foot tower that's going to fall. This is,
Okay,
if I have,
time's up.
can I have a closing statement, please?
You
sir?
can.
Okay, my closing statement is this. As you approach the city limits of Tupelo from the west, the city limits, as you're driving down Interstate 22 and come into the fine city of Tupelo, the all-American city, the first thing you see is a flag from TCPS school there, the American flag. The second thing you see is Belden Baptist Church. That's what I want the image to be of someone who is approaching the city of Tupelo, is that this is someone who believes in American values, not a cell phone tower that is within 160 feet of the interstate.
Okay,
Thank y'all very kindly for
thank
your
you,
time.
Mr. Green. We have someone else on the street back here. Are you still on the agenda? Come on up, ma'am. You still want to speak? Yes. Okay, you go after her. Okay.
So would I just state my name?
State your name and address, please.
Okay. My name is Jackie Williams. I live at 3611 Belden Pike.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm here tonight as myself and my husband and my child, and we moved into 3611 in 2018, and since then there has been initially there wasn't just a whole bunch of children that lived there, but there's a few rental properties on there, and we have we had our child 3 years ago, and a bunch of other children moved into the neighborhood. So it's really become a very family-oriented neighborhood. And right where they're about to put the tower. We just went there for Mother's Day, to our neighbor's house, or not for Mother's Day, but for Easter, and we just saw a family community there. And that's right where they're about to put this tower, where we were all playing outside and everything. And I just think that putting that tower in our neighborhood would just kind of completely change the dynamic of the neighborhood, and does pose a risk to the children and to, like I said, to the community that we have grown and worked really hard for. So I just seeing that, I just wanted to make sure that I spoke on that, that we just want to continue to make it family friendly, and we just continue to support each other in that neighborhood. And I just really think I really feel that putting that industrial tower would kind of damage that aspect of it. Thank y'all so much for letting me speak tonight.
Thank you, Jack. Did great.
My name is Keith Kennedy. I live at 3828 Belden Pike. We're the closest residents to where this tower is wanting to be put. I have grandchildren. I enjoy gardening. I enjoy being outside, and I enjoy my neighborhood. As she said, Easter Sunday, the neighbors all come over. We had a big Easter egg hunt there in our yard. We eat, but I don't want to look at no tower. And many of y'all wouldn't want to look at no tower in y'all's neighborhood either, much less within 100 yards from your house, where you mow, where your grandkids play. And, you read things about adverse health effects from these towers. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. And but I do know that I lived in Smithville in 2011, and my family for generations has lived there. At that particular time, my brother was the mayor there. They were having a board meeting in the town hall when the tornado hit. They climbed under this big wooden table, and all the board members was under this big wooden table, and when the storm left, that was the only thing left. The building was gone. So what's going to happen to that tower if we have an EF5 tornado come through by my house? They say it's supposed to collapse. It's going to collapse, all right. I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen them fly across Bull Mountain Creek down there. I mean, it's no laughing matter that you got to think about things. And, my mother-in-law has lived on that street most all her life, raised her kids there. And she just told me the other day, she said, don't let something like that happen. That's been my neighborhood all this time, and she's in an assisted living now. If not, she would be up here and we'd all get a earful, I promise you. That's for sure. But I want you to please consider people. I mean, we're all different kinds of people on that street. We all get along. We all help each other. And there's people, I guess Noah, he's the smallest, 2.5. So we go from 86 years old to 2.5. So I appreciate y'all considering our livelihood and our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anyone else?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I speak
Yes,
on
sir.
behalf of the applicant? Thank you. To not dig into my time, I've got some handouts so you guys can see what the planning commission saw. If I can hand those out real quick. Just take one and pass it. Here, I'll start. Just take one and pass it. Thank you.
Okay, would you state your name? We'll give you 5 minutes as well.
Thank you, sir. My name's Andy Rotenstrike. I'm here on behalf of Verizon Wireless, the applicant in front of the Planning Commission a couple of weeks ago. I want to kind of get back to why Verizon's even looking to put this here. And this is about trying to get better service to the people that live, travel, and work in that area. The areas specifically that this site is intended to cover include things, businesses and homes and everything south of McCullough Boulevard. Mainly, we're trying to make sure that we hit the community college, the Christian prep school, the country club to the south, and also all the way down to the airport and to the furniture market and flea market. So there's a lot of space that this tower, one site is trying to cover. The first thing that Verizon does when it needs to get better coverage is it looks for existing structures just to hang their antennas. We looked here, there was nothing within the area we need to be. The closest 3 towers, Verizon's already on them, or they're too close to existing towers, they didn't work. Verizon would much rather have just co-located on an existing tower, but there was not one that worked. Our only alternative then is to build a new structure. So we have to look to find one that's in the area we need, which is not a very big area. It's about maybe 1/3 of a mile wide to find the space. We have to find a willing landowner, and we have to find a property that we can build on, right? It's got to be constructible. We have that here. You have your ordinance. We made application. We meet all the requirements of your ordinance. Your staff agrees with that, and your planning commission has agreed with that twice. This site came before the Planning Commission last year. It was approved by the Planning Commission. Before we came here for an appeal, Verizon canceled the site on its budget. The site came back up this year. So we went back to the Planning Commission. We're asking for the same tower, same location, same height, same everything. This tower is under 200 feet, so it will not be lit. That's a common misconception. This is not going to be a lighted tower. This is a monopole design. It's not the big guide wire like you have in the picture off of Acadia. This is not the guide wire tower. It's a single pole design under 200 feet. As far as bothering the neighbors and so forth, there's no lights, there's no noise, there's no dust, there's no odor, there's no fumes, and there's no traffic because of this use. So if you can find a less innocuous use than that, I'd love to hear it. But we've done everything your ordinance requires. This is a flexible use permit, as Mr. Green says, but you have criteria, and there's 20 of them in your ordinance that are in your cell tower section, and we meet all those. And that's what we work to do. We have to find a place that works for us and under your ordinance. We're back at the end of the street. We're on a wooded lot. We're next to the Lee County warehouse, which is virtually abandoned, and we're back up on the far side of the property closest to that. So we've done everything in our power to make this as innocuous as possible by building the pole design under 200 feet and back on the property and on a property that's next to, zoned as your ordinance requires, and next to that abandoned maintenance facility. If you can't ask any questions, that's fine. But just regards to some of the concerns that were brought up, again, the flexible use permit, is it in harmony? Is it compatible? Again, no light, no noise, no dust, no odor, no fumes, no traffic. Does it conform to the parts of your ordinance, 12.12.2? We conform to every one of them. Your staff and planning commission agree. With that, we think we've done what we need to do. The rules are set out in your ordinance. We've met the rules. I've shown you on those pages, I can go through the coverage maps real quick so you see why we need it. But if you look at those documents, I wanted you to see the site plan so you can see where we're going. The orange square is all that we're leasing. And then you can see the type of tower, it's the pole design. The coverage maps are showing the need for the tower, right? We're trying to get as much green to keep this quick as we can. So if you look at the difference in the two maps with one site turned on, all the yellow and red is where people are having trouble connecting with their calls. So we have to make that green, and we're doing that with one site covering that very large green area in the middle, which is what your ordinance asks us to do. I want you to see, there's been a lot of dropped calls. This is a coverage and a capacity site. So this is a twofold reason and one solution to solve two problems with this one site. This tower will be built strong enough to accommodate Verizon's competitors. So when AT&T and T-Mobile need additional coverage in this area, they can simply hang their antennas on this pole, which we do all the time back and forth. We get on their poles, they get on ours.
You're out of time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Heard someone else.
Let me say just this is an example near the site of towers, homes being built around an existing tower.
Thank you. The gentleman on the back row back here, raise your hand first. You want to talk? Come forward.
My English is not very good, but I'd like to say a few words.
Okay.
The gentleman.
Give us your name and
My
address.
name is Raj Ranjan, and my relative owns 3813 Belden Pike, and she personally was not here, so I'm over here on her behalf. Her name is Jessica Johnson.
Okay.
And I've been here in Tupelo for almost 6-7 years, and I've seen the service of Verizon. It's really spotty, and it's not as good, And I personally used to have Verizon. I had to change my service to AT&T because it doesn't work. But we're not talking about the service of Verizon here. We're talking about the effect of the signals on human beings who are going to be on the street. And I agree with the lawyer. He says that it's not going to be no stench or anything. But what we are ignoring is the effect of those radiations on the people who are on that street. That's not a secluded street, and there's a lot of people over there. So you can erect a structure, but what I'm wondering is, why not build it somewhere else, away from there, so that there is no problem for the people who are already there? There's a school there, and there's a church over there. So that's the only concern I have, that the health effects cannot be neglected. It might be looking good, it might be a good thing, but can he guarantee that in the 1 year of erection of that tower, will there be no negative effect on the health of people, especially young kids and older people who live over there? And I have done a lot of research too, and I can submit some stuff that in 1 year of erection of statues like this, especially in regions which is heavily populated, it causes a lot of problems, especially cancer, and especially it's 10 times higher in females than in males, and leave alone little kids. So that's my biggest concern is the health risks that's associated with people with people with direction of this structure. That's number one. And second part is it is going to indiscriminately devalue the property value of those people who are already there. So this is something that you guys should consider. I do not, own the property, but that lady is young, and she is also highly concerned about this thing. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to
Thank you.
mention, and thank you all so much.
Appreciate it.
My name is David Barkstrom. I live at 112 Hickory Drive in New Albany. I have two properties on Belden Pike, a house at 3797, which is 3 properties down from the proposed site for the tower. I also own a vacant lot directly adjacent to the property where the tower is proposed to be built. The last gentleman who was up here was talking about potential health risks from RF radiation from cell towers. And since I was last here speaking to you folks, I've done a good bit of research on it myself. Unfortunately, there isn't enough science on it yet. There's a lot of correlative evidence that says that potentially health risk could be a big thing, especially now with 5G radiation. We don't know. And being that close to residential properties, to people living in their homes, being constantly bombarded with radiation, it's a risky thing. The other thing is potential devaluation of property over there. There's a good chance that people aren't going to want to live there anymore. They're going to want to sell their houses. They're going to want to get out of there. They may really lose their shirt on what their property values are with a cell tower right there. I mean, who wants a cell tower next to their house? I'm sure none of you folks would want them putting up a cell tower in a lot next to your house. And I certainly don't want them building a cell tower next to my property. I was going to develop that property. I was going to try to build something on it, but I think maybe that'd be kind of foolish at this point. I don't know. But I think they're legitimate concerns because of the proximity to the residential area. There are people living there. This isn't just out in the middle of a farmer's field like most cell towers. When you go down the road, you see cell towers all over the place. They're out in the middle of fields. They're, off in the woods, whatever. They're not right next to somebody's house. That's pretty uncommon from what I've seen. But I think that this is one of those times when you err on the side of caution and you really think about, is this the best thing for that neighborhood? So I'll leave
Thank
it up
you.
to you folks. Thank you.
Appreciate your remarks. We have one more.
My name is Wesley Coggins, and I live at 3611 Belden Pike, just down the road there. And I don't have a whole lot, but I do would like to know where the information from all these drop calls are coming from. Is this coming from locals, or is this coming from just some internet study that or whatever? But also, another point is I have Verizon. I live on that same street, and I have perfect service. So I just don't understand about, wanting to get better service in that area. I mean, I don't know how much better it gets than 5 bars, and I have, work-related business, uploading PDFs, videos, all this, and I'll run all this on on the data from the tower, wherever it is, right now. So, I would like to know a little bit more information about that, like where this data is coming from, that there's a lot of drop calls and this and that. Also, I'd like to know, excuse me, are these drop calls coming from Verizon customers? Are they coming from AT&T customers? Are they coming from cellular, C-Spire customers? Are they coming from T-Mobile customers? I'd just like to know, is this something where the Verizon service is fine, but they want to accommodate AT&T's? And, I mean, unfortunately, today the world is about the dollar. And you know, when the gentleman mentioned the other cell phone companies that got my wheels spinning, so are they really accommodating Verizon, or are they accommodating AT&T and everybody else as well for that almighty dollar? Thank you.
Thank you. Is that everyone? Got one more.
Thank you for
Can you
hearing
pull
us.
that down a little bit?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
Is this good?
Yeah,
Is
I
this
can
good?
hear now.
I hope
Your
that
name,
this.
please.
My name is Pamela Johnson, and I'm at 3813 Belden Pike. And the list of things that he gave us that we don't need to be concerned about, noise, lights, dust, whatever that long list was, he did not once mention radiation. He did not once mention the rays that will be coming from there, going through our bodies, through the buildings, that you cannot stop. I have a 30-page report here, many scientists, this is all documented. I will give each and every one of you, although I wasn't prepared tonight. It's called the Kill Zones USA, and it's many scientists have researched. This is documented, proven. It's not up for guessing. I mean, of course, they want better service, but I think the main concern of the council should be the health of the people first, before the concerns about can we get better service. Now, my service is fine. My service is great, and I'm not saying the gentleman's not telling the truth, but I think this needs to be documented. Who does have the drop calls? Good point you made, sir. Because to put a tower right there next to people living, that's horrible. I mean, that's something that's going to affect us. It's going to affect us within 1 year. And over the years, we'll just get weaker and more debilitated. There's a whole list of things. And afterward, I will try to find out how to get you all this information so you can study it before you agree to help a giant corporation. You know, I think you should be looking at the citizens that are going to live in that neighborhood. And I don't know anyone who's getting dropped calls. And that shouldn't take precedence over our health anyway. Dropped calls over a person's health, over a person's risk of getting cancer. And not just cancer, but there's so many things. Skin rashes, inability to sleep. I mean, there's a whole list of things that people that live near cell towers are subject to. And this is not a dead-end street. This is a lot that is right next to all the rest of us. There's a lot of people on that street. That lot is right there. And actually, it's like the highest hill in the area, I think. I mean, that's probably attractive to them, that the fact that it's on a very, very high hill. But like the other gentleman said, it will be visible to people driving around the city. And the fact that we have so many tornadoes. I mean, it's not going to take an EF5 to bring that thing down. And these things occasionally catch fire, occasionally they collapse. I mean, it's more involved. With all the farmland around here where people would not complain, why can't they just find a location somewhere where no one will be up here complaining, where we won't have to live looking out our doors afraid? And believe me, all of us are going to want to move, because no one can sit still when a cell tower is right there. You know, my husband told me, I was reading this report and it said 350 meters. Well, I'm American, so I said, what's that? He said, it's about 1,000 feet. So within 1,000 feet, these things cause severe documented health problems. And all of us that came today are within 1,000 feet of this tower, this huge tower on a hill. So you guys have a delicate balancing act to do. Are you going to vote for the health and lives of the citizens? Or are you going to go for, you know, big corporation? I mean, I want to get you some more information so you can be well informed on this, because there's two sides of this issue and they have totally different information on both sides. So I think,
Thank
you
you,
know,
Pamela.
there's a lot to study.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You can get that information up here. We'd be
Yes,
glad
sir.
to
We
have
brought
it.
one copy of this.
That's okay. We can get it. when you
Yes,
have
sir.
time.
Thank you for
Thank
hearing
you.
me. Yes, sir.
This time we will, anybody else? Okay. We'll move on to citizens' hearings. We have one citizen hearing tonight. I understand, Ms. Mary Ann Placencia. Are you on the agenda?
I really just came to publicly recognize one of your city's departments. I'm Mary Ann Placencia with Northeast Mississippi Habitat for Humanity, and in March of this year, we hosted our very first paddle battle, which was a pickleball tournament on the city's new courts, and we could not have done. We had a very successful tournament. We had 163 players, and it went almost effortlessly because of the Parks and Rec department. And so I'm embarrassing Alex Farnett a little bit, but we just want to say on behalf of the board of Habitat and our staff how grateful we are to your staff for making. It was an excellent tournament. We had a lot of folks from out of town who participated. They saw the resources that were available in our city. We highlighted the importance of affordable home ownership in the city. But it was a great way to host a lot of folks from out of town. And it couldn't have been done without Alex and his staff. So thank you very, very much. And we hope to be back next year with a bigger tournament.
This time we'll close the public agenda and open the regular session action agenda. There are no items. Routine agenda. Number 5, in the matter of council minutes of May 7, 2024.
So moved.
Have a motion and second. All in favor? 6, in the matter of bill pay.
I move that we would pay the bills.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to pay the bills. The bills were paid tonight by Ms. Janet Gaston, Lynn Bryan, Nettie Davis, and myself. All in favor? 7, in the matter of advertising and promotional items.
I'll make a motion that we approve, but let me find it here. In this mess.
Let me
There it
just
is,
say
it
there are
is.
2 promotional items.
$400 to the Lee County Courier for the Tupelo High Class of 2024, and $1,000 to the Hotel Tupelo for rental event space for the King Crawl 2024.
Do we have a second? Motion and a second. All in favor? 8, in the,
Point of information, or, I know that, we've got many of the folks here tonight, that came to speak at the public hearing, and, I believe that we are going to have a work session on that in the future, and then we will have that hearing at our next meeting. So if they wanted to not stay through our.
yeah, they're welcome to stay, but we will notify you when the date is set for our hearing so we can ask questions. That'll also give us some time to study the information you've given us and others that somebody said they were gonna leave for us or get it to us. And we will have a little more knowledge of ourselves. So we'll get with you guys as to when that will be. Yeah.
It'll be next Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Next Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Unless something changes, we'll let you know if it does. Okay?
Yes.
Here and this, okay, thank you, Ben. Number 9, in the matter of resolution, wait a minute.
Number 8.
I'm still on number 8, a budget amendment. This is transferring funds from the general fund to the general fund from the capital fund, and it's for revitalization account $50,000 will be set up in development services for the purpose of contracting lot mowing services as part of Tupelo's code enforcement efforts. Is there any discussion of that or question?
Need a motion?
Alden, do I have a second?
Oh, second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? 9, in the matter of a resolution appointing MML 2024 voting delegates.
So moved.
Second.
The voting delegates for all the years that I've been on the council is Ms. Nettie Davis, and she's consented to doing that again this year. I have been second in command the years I've been on the council, but I haven't had to serve yet, so that will be our 2 representatives for this year. All in favor? 10, the matter of approval for the mayor to sign contract for professional services with Three Rivers Planning and Development District Incorporated, ARC Colonial Estates.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. This is a 50-50 match for the city, total of $606,894. All in favor? 11, in the matter of review approved properties for lot mowing.
I move that we would approve properties for lot mowing.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? 12, in the matter, review, approve demolition and property cleanup of 1400 Beach Springs Road, 107 Tanglewood, and 301 Government Street.
I move, so move.
Second.
A motion and a second for these properties to be cleaned up. All in favor? 13, in the matter of appointment of Aaron Washington to the Tupelo Planning Committee.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. That appointment is my appointment for Ward 3 for Aaron Washington, who lives in Lee Acres. I would like to take just a moment to give a shout out to Gus Hildenbrand, who has been serving in this capacity for several years. And it's been an honor for him to serve the city, and he still has a desire to serve the city. And hopefully that will be made available at some future time. But for the time being, I've talked with Gus, and his honorable service has been great, and his knowledge of the city. But at this point, I am recommending Aaron Washington to that position. All in favor? 14, in the matter of appointment of David Jones to the Tupelo License Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. This is a 4-year appointment. I don't think he's here tonight. He was here yesterday. All in favor? 15, in the matter of review approved design overlay committee membership.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Number 16 has been deleted. 17, in the matter of reinstatement of NEMTA tennis contract for April.
I move that we would approve the reinstatement of NETA tennis contract.
Second.
A motion and a second. I understand from Mr. Farney yesterday that this is concessions, and he pays a fee for that service. He's been incapacitated due to an accident for some time, but is recovering, and he wants to get started back in that capacity. All in favor?
Hey, it's actually he's the helps with the tennis lessons in the pro shop, I think. So is that isn't that right? Okay. Well, I thought you said concessions, and I think it was Jared. Am I correct, Alex? Okay. So he does the tennis. I guess he's not tennis pro. What would he be considered? Tennis pro? Okay. All right. Just to clarify.
Thank you.
Yep.
All in favor? 18, In the matter of Tupelo Sports Council donating funds and refrigerator to the city of Tupelo.
So moved.
Second.
The total amount of this donation is $7,500. All in favor? 19, in the matter of surplus fixed asset of item to destroy May 2024.
I move that we destroy it.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. This is the refrigerator that won't work, so we're gonna get a new one and destroy the old one. All in favor? 20. In the matter of approval of TPRD Advisory Board minutes for February 15th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. These are routine minutes, and there's nothing that stands out. All in favor? 21. In the matter of bid approval 2024-018 PW concrete curb and gutter flat work and minor structure.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. This is a 12 months bid. We had two bidders, and we took the lowest of those two bids. Believe that was Patton. Am I right?
Slayton.
Slayton. All in favor? Okay. 22. The matter of bid approval for 6 months concrete supply and delivery 2024-019 PW.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Again, we had two bids for that 6 month supply. All in favor? 23, in the matter of bid approval for annual term bid local street maintenance mill and overlay program bid number 2024-016 PW.
I move that we approve the annual term bid of local street maintenance mill.
Have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. The lowest and best bid of 5 bids that were submitted was by Falcon Contracting Company for $5,380,000. All in favor? 24. The matter of approval for annual term bid number 2024-015 PW for Tupelo roadway maintenance program.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. There were 3 bids here. The lowest and best was Hodges Construction Company for $16,574 per unit. Any question? All in favor? 25. The matter of bid approval for annual term bid number 2024-017 PW Tupelo Major Thoroughfare Mill and Overlay Program.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second for this approval. There were 5 bids. Falcon Contracting was the lowest and best bid, which was accepted, $1,535,000. All in favor? 26. In the matter of approval of Major Thoroughfare Committee meeting minutes, March 11, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? 27. In the matter of approval of Major Thoroughfare Committee meeting minutes for April 8, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? 28. In the matter of CVB board minutes of May 7, 2024.
I move that we would approve the Convention and Business Board minutes, May 7, 2024.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? 29. In the matter of award of RFP 2024-010 CVB videography, digital content marketing to tourism industry recovery 2.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any questions on that one? All in favor? We'll close the regular session and open the study agenda. We have 4 items. Study agenda number 1, in the matter of appeal of planning committee decision of flexible use application flex 24-01. We need a motion to move that up. The second one, in the matter of rezoning application RZ 24-01 West Main Street. We'll move that one up. The other 2 items will stay on the study agenda. The third one, in the matter of developmental code, we're not ready for that one yet. And in the matter of developmental code amendments, we have a need for executive session.
No, Mr. President.
We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? We're adjourned.